Hello everyone. Now we'll be doing the poem The Professor by Nizam Ezekiel. So, in every family, you are compared with your cousins. Some of us are better in academics, some of us are better in sports, somebody has no choice at all, somebody does not like anything at all. And they're always, looked down upon. And while the others are made like an example in front of him. Something similar to this is the Indian mindset. And this is what is shown in this poem, The Professor. So let us first read the poem once. Remember me? I am Professor Sheth. Once I taught you geography. Now I am retired. Though my health is good, my wife died some years back. By God's grace, all my children are well settled in life. One is sales manager, one is bank manager. Both have cars. Other also doing well, though not so well. Every family must have black sheep. Sarla and Tarla are married. Their husband are very nice boys. You won't believe, but I have 11 grandchildren. How many issue you have? 3? That is good. These are days of family planning. I am not against. We have to change with times. Whole world is changing. In India also, we are keeping up. Our progress is progressing. Old values are going, new values are coming. Everything is happening with leaps and bounds. I am going out rarely now and then. Only this is the price of old age. But my health is okay, usual aches and pains. No diabetes, no blood pressure, no heart attack. This is because of sound habits in youth. How is your health keeping? Nicely, I am happy for that. This year I am 69 and hope to score a century. You were so thin like steak. Now you are a man of weight and consequence. That is good joke. If you are coming again this side by chance, visit please my humble residence also. I am living just on opposite house's backside. So this was the poem. Now you have to understand that this poem is actually a narrative monologue. This is a conversation between a professor and his old student. But this is actually just this professor speaking and the student listening. So that's why it is a monologue. Now let us understand the poem slide by slide. The first slide, remember me, I am Professor Sheth. Once I taught you geography, now I am retired, though my health is good. My wife died some years back. By God's grace, all my children are well settled in life. One is sales manager, one is bank manager. Both have cars. Other also doing well, though not so well. Every family must have some black sheep. Sarla and Tarla are married. Their husbands are very nice boys. So he meets this guy and he remembers him because old age professors usually remember their special students. So this it seems like the student is a special one to the professor. And he asks him, okay, how are you? And then he talks about his life. You would have noticed that the old people usually talk about their children, their accomplishments and how well they are doing financially. This is the Indian mindset to weigh everything based on the wealth acquired, right? So here he says, okay, I am good, my health is fine, my wife died some years back, but that's okay. Then he starts talking about his children. So here he has all in all 5 children. So first he talks about one who is a sales manager. Next, who is a bank manager, both have cars. So this sentence is basically, both have cars. Cars is basically considered as a luxury. So he is showing off to others that see my children are so well off, they have all the luxuries in life, they are well settled and he is proud of it for sure, but this is also the Indian mentality of respecting someone according to their wealth. Then next he goes on and says that there is one who is not doing so well. Like in the introduction I told you that there is always this some person in the family who is not interested in anything and everybody else is made an ideal in front of him and he is always looked down upon. So something like that happens with this other child and he does not mention what job he is doing or whatever he is doing. He just names him that okay, he is there, just he is there for him and he does not think very much of him, right? So other also doing well, though not so well. And every family must have black sheep. Black sheep is among all the white sheep, the child who is not doing so well is the black sheep in the family. He is a kind of disgrace to the family, which it should not be. Next he talks about his daughters Sarla and Tarla, and he says that they are married. Like, he is old, please understand that, and he has a very orthodox thinking. He just thinks that his daughters were meant to be married and that is all. They have no accomplishments of their own. And then he talks about their husbands and says that they are very nice boys. Again he is boasting of his family. You won't believe, but I have 11 grandchildren. How many issues you have? 3? That is good. These are days of family planning. I am not against. We have to change with times. Whole world is changing. In India also we are keeping up. Our progress is progressing. Our values are going. New values are coming. Everything is happening with leaps and bounds. I am going out rarely now and then. Only this is price of old age. But my health is okay. Usual aches and pains. So here we see that he has 11 grandchildren, and he is very proud of that fact, because he thinks that his daughters were meant to get married and give him grandchildren, and he thinks that they would carry on the family's legacy and would not become black sheep, rather they would make him proud. So that's why he boasts of his grandchildren, and then he asks the student that how many children does he have. The student might have answered 3, because he says 3 with a question mark. So then he considers it. Then he says, okay, that is fine, that is good. And then he realizes that it is all a fact of family planning these days. Everybody is planning how to use their resources. While in the earlier days, this did not used to be the case. So then he says, we have to change with times. But do you really think that he is changing with times with all the comments that he has made so far? He still thinks that luxury and wealth are the parameters on which you discuss or decide somebody's character and how good they are in life. He still thinks that, and he still has a very orthodox mindset. So do you really think that he is changing with times, although he says so? I don't. Then next he talks about the world and says it is also changing. Then you must understand that this chapter is actually a satire on the Indian mentality, and it also mocks the way of the Indian way of speaking English. So when we see sentences like our progress is progressing and our values are going, new values, old values are going, new values are coming, and everything is happening with leaps and bounds. You know, when you read this at first, it might not make sense to you. But in the old days, this was the way people used to speak. And that is why in this poem, our author, who is from Bombay himself, mocks the Indian way of speaking English. Then he talks again about his old age and he goes out really. Moving on. No diabetes, no blood pressure, no heart attack. This is because sound habits are in youth. How is your health keeping? Nicely? I am happy for that. This year I am 69 and hope to score a century. You were so thin like a steak. Now you are a man of weight and consequence. That is good joke. If you are coming again this side by chance, visit please my humble residence also. I am living just on opposite house's backside. So now in the final part of the poem, he is as if telling his student what to do in life and what not to do. He says that I am completely healthy. I just have occasional aches and pains, which every old man has. He is going to turn 69, which is very old, right? So he says that is because of his habits in the youth. And we must admit to ourselves that in the old days, people used to have very sound and good habits, you know, sleep early, wake up early, do all these chores throughout the day, walk around. So that has kept them healthy even in their old age. And that is something that he wants to tell his student as well. Okay, and then they talk about his health, and he hopes to score a century because he is healthy. He hopes to be 100. And then he remembers the old past. He says, okay, you remember one time you were so lean and thin, and now you're like a man and you're so grown and you've built your body so much. So he thinks it's kind of a joke that with time such changes can happen, right? And then in the end, he is alone, he is old. So despite being very proud of his children's accomplishments And despite everything else, despite being very overconfident of his children, he still asks his student that, okay, if someday you're free, I just live in the house right opposite the house's backside. So come and visit me. He wants somebody to talk to. So this was the summary of the poem, The Professor.